hate when I do this, and it doesn't happen often, but I recorded a beautiful 14, 15-minute video talking about the topic we're going to be talking about today, and I go to clean out my Mac just to make sure I have some space to edit it, download it, and all that good stuff, and of course, I accidentally delete the damn file. So oh man, it actually aggravates me. Anyways, before you click off, let's just actually dive into today's video. And this is a topic that I wanted to talk about, make its own separate video, because it's something that's been bugging me for a couple weeks now, maybe even over a month, honestly. And it's something that I've talked about here at the shop, and of course here on the YouTube channel, whether it's its own videos or on one of the podcasts that I have. And it's that football has no buzz right now. And I want to preface that because it's going to lead into my point later on with what I'm going to be buying moving forward here at the shop, because all the hype around quarterbacks and rookies and RPAs and such like that has kind of taken a downturn, in all honesty. So again, I want to preface my point by saying there's no buzz right now in football, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with the amount of times I've talked about it, but just think to yourself and ask, who's the guy right now to buy? Who is the best buy right now in football? And I want to pick on football because football cards, specifically in the sports card market, in the sports card hobby, drives everything. Now, people could say Wemby was a massive success or a massive wave storm, and sure, that's a great point. But I don't hear a lot of Wemby buzz right now, and he's actually playing pretty good. And of course, there's no 24-25 products out right yet, so obviously that's going to kind of affect things. Baseball, Paul Skeens, Jackson Holliday, two up-and-coming prospects, had a great season. But again, let's look back at some other big names that we were buying. Julio, Bobby Witt, Ellie De La Cruz. No one's talking about those guys. And Bobby Witt just finished in the top 3 for MVP. Nobody's talking about him right now. And again, I want to specifically pick on football more because that is the face of sports cards right now in the hobby for the most part. And I want to leave Pokemon aside because this has nothing to do with Pokemon. Actually, Pokemon's really in a good spot in terms of the sealed products, the individual cards, the buying, the selling, the investing, the flipping, all of it, I personally think is in a good spot. So I'm going to leave that aside. So everything that I'm talking about in this video is going to just be focusing on sports cards and not Pokemon cards. So when I'm talking about football cards right now, who's the guy to buy? Jayden Daniels? Okay, I'll give you that. Jayden Daniels is the best performing rookie quarterback, but 2024 products, there aren't that many out there, and of course that's going to kind of skew things here and there a little bit, so we'll have to kind of give it, a little bit of leeway. But there's going to be no autos of him, no NFL licensed autos for that matter, because he's a Fanatics athlete. No Caleb Williams, no Drake May. Those are the top 3 guys, literally and figuratively. They went 1, 2, and 3, and they are probably the 3 best performing quarterbacks. I mean, Caleb Williams is going to be kind of shoved into that top 3 just because he's the number 1 overall pick. We could maybe make an argument that Bo Nix is playing better than Caleb Williams right now, but that's a conversation for another day. But with not a lot of products out there for those guys right now, and no rookie patch autos or just autos in general, just like with Bryce Young and CJ Stroud last year, there's going to be no buzz around those guys. I mean, again, we could look at CJ Stroud last year. Talk of town, the buzz of town. Everybody wanted his napkin patches. Everybody wanted his rookie cards, base cards, silver cards, numbered cards, inserts, whatever. Now that he's having a sophomore slump, nobody's talking about him. People have already moved on to the next thing. I mean, not that Kenny Pickett, was crazy good last year, but he was at least a first-round quarterback that was playing. Desmond Ridder, Sam Howell, they had their moments, and then they fell off. 2021, you had Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. Now nobody's talking about those guys. So the market definitely comes and goes when it comes to who the rookie quarterbacks are this year. And I think next year we're going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Milroe, probably Carson Beck a little bit. And no one's going to be talking about Caleb Williams or Jayden Daniels or whoever. Now, Drake May around here in New England is going to be a little bit different because he's the local quarterback. If you're in the DMV area, I think Daniels is going to probably skew your market a little bit, just like Drake May skew in ours. But nationally, how many people really care about the investing portion of Drake May, especially with not that many NFL cards out there? I doubt that there's that many, but again, around here in New England, people are going to be kind of going crazy over his cards. But generally speaking, there's really not that much buzz around any of those guys. And then the next quarterback class is going to be coming around. And we're going to be on to them. It's just a copy and paste, rinse and repeat every year. And it's hard to kind of catch buzz, hard to have hype in this hobby when there's so much rotation in what our focus is on. And a lot of people like to think that they're investing in sports cards, but as I've mentioned plenty of times, there's a fine line between investing and flipping. Now, there's really no set window on what how long an investment needs to last before it's an investment. 6 months, a year, a month, 2 years, who knows? But anything less than a substantial amount of time is a flip, and it's hard to flip these young ultramodern quarterbacks right now. I personally think good investments, obviously Pokemon, which I've mentioned, but we won't dive into that. But vintage old school players, your Mantles, your Aarons, your Mays, your Clementes, your Bob Gibsons. I mean, we can rattle off a bunch of names here. And you could buy those cards now, in a year from now, be able to sell them no problem. You could sell them a week from now, no problem. You could sell them 6 months from now, no problem. Because those guys are always going to be liquid, especially in good grades, but even in low grade, they're always going to be liquid. Now, if you buy a Mantle or a Maze or whoever today and you go to sell it next week, will you be able to profit and make a lot of money on it? I'd probably say not, because those guys are long-term investments. They're not playing anymore. They're not hitting home runs or striking out guys or hitting, going 5 for 5 in games. So it's hard for that volatility to take action. Whereas today, if Jaden Daniels throws 7 touchdowns, or this weekend, I should say, throws 7 touchdowns, his market's going to spike up for the few cards he has. If he throws 7 interceptions, it's going to plummet and crash. And that's just the nature of it. Whereas if we look at a guy like Mahomes or Allen or Lamar, or any of these newer quarterbacks that are established and that we all love, if Mahomes throws 7 touchdowns, of course his market will go up. But if he throws 7 interceptions, his market will not go down, because he's a 3-time Super Bowl winner. Lamar Jackson, he could throw 7 touchdowns and his market will go up. Same thing, 7 interceptions. It probably won't drop that much because he's a 2-time MVP and he's in the hunt for a 3rd MVP. So it's really challenging to buy, invest, and flip these young ultra-modern guys anymore, because there's no one that we're really attached to, no one that we're really excited over. So this is where I'm going here at the shop. This is what I'm going to be starting to buy and then sell, or then offer and then sell to customers here at Murph's Card Town, and that's cool cards. Now, that seems like a very vague term, but honestly, I don't think that it is. A gentleman, a customer, and a friend of mine came in. Yes, he's all three. Came into the shop, and he showed me this nice Tony Parker game-used basketball patch auto. I think it was like numbered at 25 or something. And he said, well, look at this cool card. And I'm like, wow, that really is a cool card. Something like that is what I want to start buying here at the shop. I want to start buying local players, game-used patches and autos and low-numbered stuff of like your Pedros, your Ortiz, your Mannies, your Tatums, even if they're not rookies, your Brady's, your early Brady game-used patches, your Moss Patriot jersey numbered cards, your Kevin Falks, your Paul Pierces, your Garnetts, your Allens. I mean, pick any of those guys. That's the stuff I want to start selling here at the shop. And of course, we can look across the nation and across sports. Your Freddie Freemans, your Shohei Ohtanis, your Trouts, your Jeters, your Judges, pick anybody who's been playing very well. And of course, I want to mix in the rookie cards, or anyone who has played well or is playing well if they're still active. And of course, there's going to be your rookies that I want to mix in there too. But I don't want to get all bent over backwards for these rookie cards, because they're such a tough sell nowadays, because honestly, they're kind of accessible. You can get a good blaster box and get a bunch of cards, and you might run into one. People are still buying into breaks. People are still buying on eBay and at shows and at shops and such. So it's very easily accessible for a lot of these other cards. And another point I want to make about me wanting to start buying and selling cool cards is that everyone is so, entranced with pulling autographs. And when they ask me what box has autos, I show them a nice leaf box, 5 autos. It's unlicensed. I don't want it. Okay, put it back. I show them score, 4 autographs for less than $200. But it's score. I don't want all the base. It back. I show them a Donruss Elite, let's say, it's under $300 box, 2 autographs and a mem card, so they buy it. And this is what I love, is you'll probably pull a rookie and a legend autograph out of something like that, and your rookie autograph could be a 2nd round cornerback or a 2nd round wide receiver, and then your Your veteran auto could be a player you never heard of. They may be a Hall of Famer, but you never heard of them, or maybe just a legend or a really good player for a specific team, and you've still never heard of them. And now people get upset that they didn't make their $300 back, that they didn't pull a rookie autograph, a rookie quarterback autograph, or 101, or whatever it may be. However, if in that same box you can pull an out of 25, an out of 15, an out of 10, 5, 1 of 1 maybe, or whatever, something low numbered of your Josh Allens, your Patrick Mahomes, your Lamars, your Burrows, your Jordan Loves even, your Hurts. I think those are the names that people will get excited for because some of them are more established than others, and some of them still have a lot to prove. You know, I think Hurts still has a lot to prove. Jordan Love still has a lot to prove. But your Lamars, your Josh Allens, your Mahomes, they're proven, they're established, still some to prove, but we all know and love those guys, and I think we'd all be happy with low-numbered cards of them. And I think that is the direction that I want to start going in, is sure, that Lamar Jackson out of 25 3-color patch is not a rookie card, but it is still a pretty damn good-looking card, and he is an MVP favorite this year, maybe second behind Josh Allen at this point. But you see my point, because there's so much volatility with all these rookie quarterbacks, and people only want rookie quarterbacks. They don't care about Bijan Robinsons or your Kyle Pitts or your Brock Bowers or your Jameson Williams or your Garrett Wilsons, your Breece Halls. Pick any of these good running back, wide receiver, tight ends. Sure, they may get a little bit of buzz, you know, when the product first comes out or for the first couple months of the season, especially in break rooms. They're going to get all the buzz in the world. Whoa, you pulled a out of 10 Kyle Pitts. Oh my God. But this market, this hobby, specifically football, is driven off of rookie quarterbacks, and there is no buzz right now around rookie quarterbacks. So that is why I want to start going after cool cards. Sure, they may sit a little bit longer because these cool cards aren't going to be as easily flippable as your base prism of Jaden Daniels when it comes out, or your silver mosaic Caleb Williams when it comes out. And I'd still like to go after those cards as well, but those are the cards that are going to be more flippable or more attractive to flippers, whereas an out of 49 Josh Allen 2-color patch from his second year is going to be more of a collector's piece than it is a flipper's piece. So sure, these cards may sit on the shelves a little bit longer, but at least the showcases in the shelves here at Murph's Card Town will be filled with cooler and what I think are better cards long term. So I really want to know what you guys have to say about everything that I had to say for the second time now. Hopefully I won't delete this clip. Really, fingers crossed, I don't delete this one. Comment down below, guys. Do you agree with me? Am I making sense? You know, Murph, you're spot on. I like what you're having to say. I agree with you. Or do you disagree with me? Or do you have a different point, a counter angle that you want to shoot me? You know, Murph, have you thought about doing this? Or Murph, have you thought about looking at it from this perspective? So I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I do think that this is a topic that is not talked about a lot in this hobby around sports cards. That really needs to be, because over the past couple of years, all we've been doing is flipping, buying these quarterbacks, flipping, rookie quarterbacks, flipping. But it's not that easy to flip these cards anymore because there's just no buzz. There's no hype. And once they're no longer rookies, we're on to the next guys. Again, once Jalen Milroe, Shadur Sanders, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers are all in the NFL, whatever teams they get drafted to, that's where our focus is going to be, not Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams. Again, around here, Drake May, because he's the quarterback. But in the middle of Minnesota, no one's going to care about Drake May. They're going to be caring about J.J. McCarthy. But do we care about J.J. McCarthy around here? No, we don't. So let me know what you guys have to say down in the comments. I really want to have a conversation with you guys about this. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I really hope you did. And of course, check out the channel membership program. Subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't considered subscribing, as I would greatly appreciate the love and support from any and all angles that you guys can give. But like I said, that will wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed this video, I've queued up an excellent video right here for you guys that I do believe is going to be excellent for your hobby endeavors. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.